She leaves the courtroom with a barely noticeable smile, convinced that her 4 hours spent at a beer bar, and the entire situation shifted instantly. What you are about to see is the exact moment Sarah Clasen realized that her badge would not protect her from undeniable evidence. The moment she understood that refusing field sobriety tests would not conceal a blood alcohol level of 0.17, a 20-year-old man was dead. His motorcycle was crushed beneath her SUV, and the proof of what really happened on Highway 240 was captured by police body cameras, surveillance systems, and toxicology reports that cannot be challenged. This is a chilling story about a law enforcement officer who spent 4 hours drinking before turning her vehicle into a weapon. Every fact I present is supported by police reports, courtroom testimony, and video evidence. If you are not familiar with this case, prepare yourself. The events in Richland on March 1st, 2025, will force you to reconsider what equality before the law truly means, the culture of police solidarity, and the reality that even a uniform does not exempt anyone from accountability for driving under the influence. Investigators uncovered something critically important about where Clasen spent that day. A missing bar receipt became the key to understanding the full picture. This was not just one drink with dinner.
We recognize these two people. We think they may have been here.
They've been here a long time ago.
We just suspect that the owners likely got rid of the documentation.
She was trying to get out of the way. Whatever bike he's on is trapped under that car.
I saw what I thought was a car with one headlight out. I turned, and as soon as I turned, just felt boom.
Richland Dispatch recorded this emergency call.
911, where is your emergency?
I'm on 240 turning into Village Parkway going into Horn Rapids. A person, it looks like to be on the ground. It looks like a vehicle has hit a motorcycle or a person on a bicycle.
Okay. You said you're at 240 in Village Parkway?
Correct.
Did you see the accident happen, or did you just see somebody in a motorcycle on the ground?
We just saw it happen.
Oh, okay. Are they moving at all?
No.
The first officer to arrive at the scene was Steve Hyde. What he discovered transformed what initially appeared to be a routine traffic incident into a criminal case involving a fatal DUI crash. People had already gathered around the Kia Telluride, frozen in the middle of the intersection. One of the witnesses, a former law enforcement officer himself, approached Hyde and spoke to him.
He showed up. This is my car.
Okay.
So this, we could see him here, and then her car, she was trying to get out of the way. Whatever bike he's on is trapped under that car.
Okay. All right.
He has a fanny pack. I think they just removed it from his chest. She was a first responder. We could tell that he didn't have a pulse, and that's when she started chest compressions.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Do you need us?
No.
We did not see anything.
No, that's fine.
The deceased's motorcycle was trapped under the right front fender.
What do we know?
We've been going
Oh, back there.
When I got here, they were just loading him into the ambulance. I think he was still alive, I think.
Yeah, not doing good.
But yeah, he looked pretty, like his compressions and stuff didn't look so.
Don't look good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
She's there.
I'm getting a statement from them, and they said neither one of them were really sure what direction the bike. They didn't know if the bike was coming out or the bike turned in front of him, essentially.
Okay.
But
She was simply standing there, waiting, talking with fellow officers. Paramedics fought until the very end, but the young man could not be saved. 20-year-old Joser Vega Sanchez died at Cadillac Regional Medical Center. But how did this collision happen? And why did an incident that initially looked like a simple driver error turn into a criminal case? It all began earlier that Saturday, when Joser finished his shift at the Lamb Weston facility at around 4 p.m. The unloading operator returned home to Horn Rapids. Those close to him remember him as a bright, kind-hearted young man. He had worked at the frozen potato processing plant for more than a year. The job was hard and physically exhausting, but Joser never lost his optimism. He had big plans for his life. He wanted to continue his education, build a career, and start a family. At 20 years old, he was only beginning his journey into adulthood. His father, Ruben Sanchez, said his son brought joy into every home he entered. Motorcycling had become his new passion. His family worried, but Joser was extremely cautious on the road. He had only taken the bike out a few times, still getting used to handling it. At around 6 p.m., Joser left the house. Dusk was settling in. He He was traveling eastbound on Highway 240 at a speed of 53 miles per hour, with the posted limit being 55. Investigators would later confirm that he was not breaking any laws, he was simply driving his usual route. At the same time, Sarah Clasen was heading west in her Kia Telluride on her way home. A pizza box sat on the passenger seat beside her. She had placed an order at Domino's at 7:15 p.m., paying $24. As she approached the turn onto Village Parkway, she needed to cross the oncoming lane. Later, she told police that she was turning at a speed of about 20 miles per hour. She misjudged the distance. The SUV slammed into Joser's motorcycle. The impact was devastating. The bike was literally crushed beneath the vehicle. Joser was thrown onto the roadway. He was launched 47 feet from the point of impact. His helmet shattered against the asphalt. His body was dragged across 2 lanes before coming to rest at the intersection. Then, something happened that immediately alarmed witnesses. An anonymous bystander reported that Clasen tried to flee. The vehicle stalled, but she restarted it. The SUV lurched forward, but the motorcycle trapped underneath prevented her from getting away. She tried to escape while a man was dying in the road and his bike was grinding beneath her wheels, but the machinery failed her. Metal locked into metal too tightly. Remember this moment, the attempted escape would become a crucial piece of evidence, proving consciousness of guilt. At first, patrol officers treated Clasen politely because she was one of their own.
We're still going to have CID just kind of here, help them out and do whatever they need to do and then go that way. But, sorry it happened to you. I'm glad you're okay. Hopefully he's okay too.
He didn't look okay.
He didn't look okay, yeah.
The looks of it.
Yeah. No, there, these people here. It's okay, there's no reason. Everybody's recording here.
Yeah.
Well, not yet. It's not.
He still got it?
But there's still
I saw Aid going that way.
Okay.
They took him. He looked. They were doing like CPR and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Dude, I didn't even know it was you. Are you alright?
I didn't even realize that either at first.
No.
I thought you just stopped.
I know I was walking up and I'm like, it looks like
I would have been a little more like, are you okay?
No.
I just like saw you and I was like, oh, she must have been driving
We were
home.
in order pizza and I was like, no, I'll just go get it and save the $6 charge.
However, an official interrogation soon followed.
But Clasen was properly interviewed at the scene.
So, I'm Steve. I'm with the traffic unit. So, just I know this is probably uncomfortable, but we're just gonna, treat this like as if it was anything else, and we want to figure out what was going on. Just just in order to rule anything out.
Yeah.
Like obviously, it's just as important to rule everything out as it is to confirm everything. So, I'm just getting here, so I know you already answered some questions from the other guys, but generally, what happened? And
So I went and picked up a Domino's pizza.
Okay.
I was turning left in here. I live right over there on Wild Canyon Way.
Okay.
I saw what I thought was a car with one headlight out.
Okay.
Right just past where the reflective sign is, that white one.
Okay, sure.
And so I was already slowing in the turn lane and saw him there, and I was like, I got enough time.
Okay.
I turned, and as soon as I turned, just felt the boom.
Okay.
It was at that moment that the police officers realized that something was amiss.
I think she has something on board.
Do you really?
Yeah. So
Is there,
we have to.
is there going to be enough to get a search warrant?
So yeah, I'll write it. Unless you want.
What changed?
So I was just studying her. She got a couple misspelled words on here.
Okay.
She wrote sigh, and she said 100 feet. Sorry, I'm going a little fast. She estimated the distance between the guy on the motorcycle and her to be 100 feet, which that's way more than 100. That's 500 feet. She said she was almost through her turn when clearly she was at the very beginning of her turn. Her eyes are a little bit glassy, a little bit.
What those lights be?
But could be, but we got to err on the side of caution.
Okay.
I do not have a great sense of smell, but I think I smelled a little bit of odor of alcohol, enough for me to say. And then I told her, I'm like, hey, we just want to rule out impairment. And by you not doing it, I'm like, I'm not going to ask you again, but I'm like, we can't rule it out. And she's like, yeah, well, if I would have had a glass of wine earlier, I know how this goes. And I said, did you have a glass of wine earlier? And she said, I'm not going to answer that. So, okay. I think with everything, we have to. I mean, okay. I will write the search warrant.
3 minutes later, after assessing her sluggishness, the smell of alcohol, and errors in her testimony, Hyde detained Sarah Clasen.
Like I said, we were really trying to rule alcohol out. Mm-hmm. I'm not convinced that alcohol wasn't a factor. So right now you are under arrest. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and put your hand behind your back. So we will be doing a search warrant for blood. Okay. Okay. That way there will be no questions. Seat back here.
Oh yeah, here's one new breath test.
Well, this. So we're trying to treat this like any other incident, and typically once the opportunity kind of comes and you say you don't want to do it, it's voluntary, and then if you want to do it,
well, I did a voluntary breath test at the VAC, but I just didn't want to do the fields.
Okay. So you wanted to submit to, I think with this, the significance of this, I think it's probably, we're going to probably get a search warrant. Okay.
That's fine.
All right. I appreciate your cooperation.
No worries, of course.
No one yet knew that just hours before the crash, Clasen had been at a place that completely changed the meaning of the case. Information about that visit turned what looked like a random tragedy into a clear pattern, and the disappearance of evidence from that location raised serious questions about an attempt to protect one of their own. Sarah Clasen had served with the State Patrol for 14 years. She worked out of the Yakima office as a public information officer. She was the face of the department, the person who explained police actions to the media. Her record was spotless, not a single disciplinary mark in her entire career. She was married to a retired state trooper, Trent Clasen. On March 1st, she finished her shift. Video footage later confirmed that at 3:20 p.m., she met up with her husband, not at home, but at a bar. The place was called Moon Palace. On the surface, it looked like a Chinese restaurant. In reality, it functioned as a private, closed bar for insiders. The location was unusual, cash only, entrance through a side door, with the main entrance always locked. Neighbors said alcohol flowed freely there. Officer Hyde later admitted that he had believed the building was abandoned, but the Clasens were regulars. Surveillance cameras captured the Kia arriving at 3:28 p.m. They stayed there for exactly 4 hours. 4 hours at a bar, and then Sarah got behind the wheel. 4 hours of drinking before she failed to see a motorcycle on the highway. 4 hours that cost Joser Sanchez his life. Investigators realized this was not a casual drink, it was a pattern. And someone had clearly tried to erase the traces of that evening. After the arrest, police executed a search at Moon Palace. The conversation with the owner, Bradley Wu, immediately became tense. The business was forced to shut down its operations.
So we're just investigating a collision that happened on Saturday. Do you recognize these two people? We think they may have been here.
They've been in here a long time ago.
A long time ago?
Yeah.
Okay, were you working on Saturday?
I was not working on Saturday.
Okay, who was working on Saturday?
One of the other girls.
Okay, who was the other girls that were working on Saturday?
There were just a couple other employees.
Okay.
So.
What are the names?
I don't really want to answer anything because I don't know what this is going to turn into.
All right, so that's kind of what I figured. So I did apply for and was granted a search warrant for this location.
Okay.
That's why we didn't go over this yesterday. We were hoping to do this with your cooperation, but we can do this either way. So.
Do I need an attorney then, or?
You can get an attorney. Right now we have a search warrant. Here you go. We are going to we're going to search and seize the location for receipts, financial documents, badger ledger entries, or any similar documentations. I will leave you with a copy of this warrant.
Can you let me ask my attorney first? Would that be okay?
No.
You don't have the choice, sir.
So what we're gonna need you to do, unfortunately, everyone's gonna have to leave. We're gonna have to close you down until we're done with this.
The owner was acting extremely suspiciously.
So you wouldn't be able to tell me yes or no that whether these two people were here or not?
I'm not going to say, so.
Why not?
I just don't want to say.
The situation has reached a boiling point.
I feel like we got to search this place. Like,
Sir, with all due respect, I don't understand why you wouldn't be willing to share who the employee was and would be able to answer our questions.
It's best not my interest. Unless...
I feel like he is interfering with our investigation, and I think he needs to leave. Sir, you need to leave. Sir, you need to leave.
I'm just going to sit right here.
You're not going to sit right here. You are going to be obstructing our investigation, and you'll be in handcuffs. Do you understand?
We're here on a search warrant.
Hey,
I'll sit by the door.
You can sit outside the door. We are going to search the premises. Do you understand? We tried to make you work.
Go sit in the corner.
Okay, that's fine.
Go sit in the corner.
I will.
Go ahead.
I have to take my phone first.
You can grab your phone.
That's all. Look for March 1st on there. That's what you want.
We know what we're looking for. Thank you.
I don't understand why you're being difficult about this, sir. We're just trying to get in and out.
I'll tell you what you are doing is you're bringing more attention on yourself. We were hoping to get in and get out of here real quick.
However, the cops found evidence. The archives revealed 42 bills for 3 months in the names of Sarah and Trent. The police compiled a schedule of visits: January 20 times, February 17. They drank at this bar almost every weekend and weekday, usually 4-6 servings of strong alcohol. But the receipt from March 1 disappeared without a trace.
Okay, so in doing the search for these receipts, you're able to figure out which ones pertain to Sarah?
Yes, correct. We on the bottom of the receipts, sometimes they will say Sarah, but most of the times they will say Trent and Sarah, indicating that they were here together.
Okay, and so the idea of expanding it for the date range is just to establish that this particular occasion on March was consistent with prior times they were there. So the receipt is consistent, and there may be other reasons why. I was just asking.
Yeah, I mean, we just suspect that the owners likely got rid of the documentation on the 1st of March after hearing, what had happened with this incident, kind of giving its high-profile nature, and probably want to absolve themselves from any responsibility. The employee here, the owner's son, said that they are friends with Sarah, with the suspect, and also yes, he also reached out to who I believe was Scott Johnson, who's also currently defending Sarah Clasen with her.
Right.
The records confirmed that they had been there, but there were no documents. The police rummaged through the trash, checked the bills, nothing. However, the prosecution no longer needed this. They had more serious evidence: Clasen's own blood. After she refused to take a breathalyzer test at the scene, she was taken to the police station. She tried to lie that she had been at home, but the cameras told a different story. The blood test order was received at 11:55 p.m. The test was taken 6 hours after the accident.
Okay. It's okay. You can switch it to the other finger.
When the results came back, everything became clear. A blood alcohol level of 0.17, twice the legal limit, and that was measured 6 hours later, after the body had already begun metabolizing the alcohol. At the moment of impact, the number would have been significantly higher. Now it was obvious why she tried to drive away. She knew she was drunk, and she knew exactly what she had done. The cynicism was staggering. Public outrage was justified. But prosecutors moved slowly. The arrest happened in March, yet formal charges were not filed until September. That delay triggered a wave of protests. Joser's family felt abandoned. His father, Ruben, said no one had reached out to them at all. Finally, on September 24th, 2025, the case made it to court. Clasen pleaded not guilty.
And he meant a lot to us, and justice needs to be served.
She was released without bail. The restrictions were laughable. She was free to travel to Arizona to visit her relatives. She wasn't fitted with an ankle bracelet, and they didn't even immobilize her car handle. The missing bar receipt stopped being a minor detail and became a key element of a separate investigation. Investigators concluded that the disappearance of the document was not accidental. but a possible attempt to conceal the extent of alcohol consumption on the day of the tragedy. The establishment's owner, Bradley Wu, has not yet appeared in criminal court, but his name is already listed in a civil lawsuit filed by the Sanchez family. For Jozer's parents, this is not about money, it is about accountability and the truth. The trial is scheduled for February 2026. Until then, Sarah Clasen formally remains an employee of the Washington State Patrol and continues to receive her salary while on paid administrative leave. That fact has become a symbol of what outraged the public most of all. The system is in no hurry to remove its own, even when a person has lost their life. The defense is building its strategy around technicalities. Attorneys argue that the delay in drawing blood allegedly makes the test results unreliable. They insist that Clasen is a victim of circumstance, a tragic mistake, and public pressure. According to their version, she did not realize the degree of her intoxication, and her attempt to leave the scene is explained by shock and panic. But the facts are stubborn. 4 hours in a closed bar, a blood alcohol level of 0.17, even 6 hours later, an attempt to flee the scene of the crash, inconsistencies in her statements, missing receipts. These pieces form a single picture, not of an accident, but of deliberate decisions made long before the collision. Joser Sanchez's family is convinced that if an ordinary civilian had been behind the wheel, the case would have reached court long ago and a verdict would have been delivered without delay. In their view, the badge became more than a symbol of service. It became a shield that temporarily protected Clasen from immediate consequences. Ruben Sanchez speaks openly about double standards and about how his family was forced to fight not only their grief, but also the indifference of the system when institutional loyalty outweighs human life. A police uniform should not grant immunity. Driving under the influence is not a mistake, it is a choice, and every choice carries a price. Sarah Clasen's story is not over. The trial is still ahead. No verdict has been handed down. But for Joser's family, the truth is already clear. Their son was not a random victim. He became the consequence of decisions that did not have to be made. And the central question of this case remains unanswered. Will February 2026 become the moment when the system finally acknowledges that the law must apply equally to everyone, or will a badge once again outweigh a human life? For me personally, this case is one of the most disturbing and revealing of the past several years, not because it is unique, but because it feels painfully familiar. Once again, we see how a system created to protect society begins protecting itself at a critical moment. There are far too many coincidences here to write it off as a tragic mistake. 4 hours in a closed bar, a blood alcohol level that remained dangerously high even hours later, an attempt to leave the scene of the tragedy, missing receipts, delayed charges, and looming over all of it, the badge, the uniform, and institutional silence. You can argue about legal technicalities, the admissibility of evidence, or defense strategy, but on a human level, everything looks painfully clear. Behind the wheel was a person who made a series of conscious choices. The choice to drink, the choice to drive, the choice to try to leave. Number 4, 16. And for those choices, someone else paid the ultimate price, a young man whose life was only just beginning. The most frightening part of this case is not even the alcohol or the speed. It is the sense of inequality. The feeling that for some people, the law moves quickly and harshly, while for others it moves slowly and carefully. That if Sarah Clasen had been an ordinary driver without a uniform or connections, this story would have unfolded very differently. And that is what hurts Joser's family the most. Not only the loss of their son, but the feeling that justice had to be fought for every step of the way. But that is only my opinion. Now I truly want to hear yours. Do you see this as a tragic mistake or a conscious crime? Should police officers be held to a higher standard rather than protected by the system's trust? Is it fair that someone continues to receive